Oh, praise God. You can hear me. All right. Thank you very much for this wonderful opportunity again. My name is Gbenga, and I reside in the United Kingdom. And currently, I work in the IT. I work as a business analyst with the National Health Service, popularly known as NHS. And tonight, I want to say a big thank you to Pastor Ebenezer and the wife for the opportunity they've given to me, to be a blessing to us. And I want to thank you, more grace. And for everyone who is joining, please, I would like to recognize everyone who is joining. Please, in the chat, populate your name in the chat. I want to greet you specially. I want to give you warm welcome all the way from United Kingdom. Put down your name. I'm going to mention your name one after the other. So populate your name in the charts. Okay? I want to greet you. I want to greet you. You are very special. You are very important. Please populate your name in the charts. What we are going to be discussing tonight is something that is very, very valuable. Okay? And it's something I know that if you practice them, it's going to help you. I've practiced them over and over, and it has changed my life. I'm still waiting for us, to populate our name in the charts. All right. I want you to populate your name. Oh, thank you. I know you're there. Just populate your name in the charts. All right. So today we are going to be talking about success, about succeeding, which is very, very important. I'm sure everyone here wants to be successful. Thank you so much. Ogumbanjo Aderunke, I cite you. I recognize you. God bless you. I'm happy that you're joining. Thank you so much. Then also, I'm not saying this name here, but is it Emenike or whatever? But you've not populated your name. I only saw you typed in clock in. Thank you so much for joining. Please, if you have your platform where you can populate and let people know that we are live. Today's topic is practical, it's important, and it's going to change your life within 6 months, 1 year, 5 years, 7 years at maximum, if you follow them. All right. So I'm still waiting for other people. Ogumbanjo, thank you once again. If you're just joining us, put down your name in the chat. I want to specially recognize you. All right. So if you ask me, what is success? Or what is succeeding? I'm going to put it in a very plain language. Succeeding means, or success means, achieving your goal. And what does that mean? At different levels we are in life, we have different goals. And if we can achieve those goals, we can say we are successful. Thank you, Isaac Francis. I recognize you. Thank you for joining us. God bless you. All right. Once again, I'll be talking about succeeding and success. Looking at the practical aspect of it. So we are at different level in life. And you achieving your goal can be tagged as success. Okay? For some people, maybe somebody who is in a primary school, if the goal is to get admission into the secondary school and the child in primary school is able to pass his exam, he is successful. That's a success. And for some of us who are in the secondary school and you are looking to gain admission into the university, and that is a goal. If you are able to achieve that, we can also say that is a success. And for some of us who have finished university looking for a job, and if one of your goals is to get a job, that is also success. So to let you know at different level, let's say for a child who has been crawling and that child is able to stand and walk, that is a goal and that is a success. And let's say for somebody who is about 80 years old, and the person has the ability to remember, his way or her way back home, that is also success. So what am I trying to say in essence? Do not put yourself under unnecessary pressure by judging yourself with other people's progress. By judging yourself with other people's achievements, or else you will overrun. or else you will get your hands into what you are not meant to do. The teaching tonight, thank you so much. You've not mentioned your name. Is it Tundu Omo Jesu? That's what I'm saying, But just putting your name here properly so I can recognize you. All right. So I want you to know that what I'm trying to teach you is something that's going to change your life. For some, it's going to change their life in 6 months. And I'm going to give you a practical example. For some, it's going to take 1 year to change your life in any area that you want to change your life, if you follow them. For some, it's going to change your life in 2 years. So it is not a scheme. It is what is achievable. It is what I have done over and over, and I'm still doing. It does not matter where you are currently in your life. It does not matter if you don't even have any money. It doesn't matter if you don't have any parents. But if you go ahead and practice this, I can assure you, by the time we see in a year time, 2 year time, you say, wow, thank you for this meet. Thank you, Ola Lekon, Ola Tudu. You're welcome. Thank you so much. All right. Okay. And the first thing I'm going to be doing is the introduction, which I have done. And what I'll be teaching us tonight, if you feel that, oh, this thing is useful to me, please take it and use it. And any part of the things I'll be talking about that you do not agree with, you can discard it. So I think that is a fair deal. So anything you feel is important that you can use, please use it. Okay? So wherever you are in the world, you can change your life. You can transform your life and become anything you want to become. So the first thing I want you to know is that, number one, that life is full of challenges. As you clock in, please put in your name. Okay? Life is full of challenges. What does that mean? There will never be a time in life where you will be free. Number one is either you just left a problem. Number two is either you are currently in a problem. And number three is either you are about entering a problem. Problem in itself is not bad. For those who are Christian, everything works together. There are some people in your life that if they did not maltreat you or misbehave to you, you will never see your life in a different direction. And I know there are so many people here. One of your motivations is that, I must be successful. I have been humiliated in my family. That is your drive. Okay? I won't say it's a bad drive, but I'm just telling you that if those things doesn't happen, you will never begin to see your life in a different direction. Jennifer, you are welcome. Ayodele, you are welcome. I recognize you. It is very, very important. Okay, let's imagine that we are to start our life all over again. Without money, without parents. We are to restart our life all over again. How many of you do you think will be very, very successful in 6 months? How many of you do you think will be very, very successful within a year? How many of you? Please populate in the charts that if we are to restart our life again, without nothing, without help from family, without any family support, without any money, how long do you think it's going to take you become very successful? Please put it in the chat. If it's 1 year, put it there. 2 years, put it there. 3 years, 6 months, just put it in the chart. I want to see your chart, please, quickly. I have somewhere where I'm going tonight. Okay? Please put it in the chart. I'm waiting for our chart. How long do you think it's going to take you? Jennifer, how long do you think it's going to take you? Ayodele, Olalekon, Isaac, Aderonke, how long do you think it's going to take you to really become successful? Please put it in the chat. I'm waiting. After 30 seconds, if I don't see any response, I'm going to proceed. "20 seconds more. 10 seconds more. All right. Now I'm going to proceed. If you want to be successful, I'm going to list out things you need to do. Oh, someone said 10 years. Thank you very much. 10 years. All right. Another person? Any other answer? 5 years. All right. I think the time frame is reducing. Time frame is reducing. Any other person? Any other person? Okay, let me proceed. So, the first thing you need to do if you want to be successful is number one, you need to work on yourself. There's a lot of work you need to do on yourself. Because more than anything, you will be the major determinant if you want to be successful. Number one is spend time on yourself and create time for yourself. Today, many of us, we create time for things we don't even have business about. Some of us can spend 5 hours, 6 hours, 10 hours on social media without even knowing that time is being wasted, without knowing that time is going, without being productive. If you want to be successful, you need to work on yourself. And how do you work on yourself? Number one, work on your mind. Work on your mind. The Bible says, guard your mind with all diligence, for out of it comes out the issues of life. So the first thing I'm going to tell you by working on yourself is number one, is you must delete anything called entitlement mentality, which is very, very rampant in Africa. You know that somebody must be responsible for you. Your parent must be responsible for you. Your uncle must be responsible. You must delete that mentality. Nobody owes you anything once you clock the age of 18 years. Sometimes even from 15 years. Nobody owes you anything. So you need to work on your mindset first. Because without the right mindset, you cannot achieve the right results. Okay? So nobody owes you anything in life. Once you are from 15 years, 16 years, 17 years, and once you hit that age of 18, you are responsible to everything about your life. That's number one thing you need to know. Number two thing is that if you have anybody that you are hungry with, maybe you requested something from them, that you feel that they have it and they should be able to do it. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Maybe you have a kind of resentment, you have a kind of anger with anyone, either your uncle, your auntie, that you know that they are wealthy, that they should be able to help you, and they have not helped you. Today, forgive them. I'm telling you the practical things you need to do. Today, forgive those people if you want to move forward. Because why? Your mind is not the dustbin. And as many people, if your motivation is that I want to be successful so that I will show them in my family, your success will be limited. Your success will be limited. So you must learn to forgive everybody. Because why? The mind is so powerful. I have interviewed people who are very successful. And there's one thing that is very common among them is that they only think of what they want. They think of what they want. That means anything you don't want in life, do not think about it. Do not meditate on it. So if all that is in your mind is how to show some people that when you become rich, you will show them, you will discover that that kind of success, the motive is wrong. And you will be very, very limited. So forgive them. I'm telling you what I've done in my life. I came from a polygamous family. You know, I have brothers in the US, brothers in Canada, brothers in the United Kingdom. Nobody's helped me, not one naira. At a point, I started having grudges. But later, when I realized that they are not responsible, I forgave everybody. And that really allowed me to move forward. Do you know why you need to forgive? Let's say, for example, now, I'll give you a simple analogy. You are trying to drive a car and you have the handbrake on. How far do you think the car will move? When you mash the accelerator, the car will just be roaring there without any movement. So if you want genuine progress in life, genuine success in life, you need to forgive them. Okay? Now, I don't know your current age, but I can tell you, without being a prophet, that your current situation in life was as a result of your mindset 5 years ago. Your current situation in life right now was as a result of your mindset 7 years ago. So if you need anything to change in your life, the first thing you need to do is to rearrange your mindset. Are we together now? You rearrange your mindset. Think straight. Because whether you like it or not, 5 years from now is going to come. Whether you like it or not, 10 years from now is going to come. But it's whatever that is dominant in your thought is the result you are going to see. So right now, begin to correct your mindset. And that was the first thing I did. I was born in a village. But I started changing my mindset by reading books. That's the first thing. Because when we talk about success, majority of people will think it's about money. Money is just a byproduct of success. Money in itself is not success. So your mind is very, very powerful. You attract what you think about majority of the time. You attract what you think about. So you need to be careful what you are thinking about. Okay? So anything you don't want, don't think about it. But anything you want, no matter how difficult, keep thinking about it every day. Meditate on it. Every day. Every day. Every night before you sleep. Think about it. I want this thing. To the extent that you begin to have the feeling as if it has happened. I give you an example. How will you feel if somebody transfer into your account $1 million? How will you feel? You know that kind of feeling, that kind of happiness that is going to generate is the kind of feelings and meditation. When you meditate, that's the kind of feeling you should have concerning whatever you want to achieve. Very, very important. Think about it. Meditate until you feel it. And if you feel it, whichever way, however, it is going to come to pass very, very soon. Don't forget I said success equals goals. Achieving those goals. One of my goals years back, when I was in Nigeria, is that I want to relocate. I want to see the world. But do you know, while I was thinking about this thing, I don't have 1 penny. I don't have 1 naira. Years ago, while I was serving in Ogbomoso, years ago, all I could afford at that time is to think about it. And I will think about it, watch video about it, look at picture about it, to the extent that I now begin to generate this kind of joy. And the heart is so powerful. Once you begin to think about it, it is going to come to pass whichever way, however way. That means nobody becomes successful with accident. So if you don't have a goal, you can't achieve it. You cannot hit a target you cannot see. I am not here to motivate you. I'm telling you practical experience. Even at your current state of there's no money, nothing is going to stop you from meditating or thinking about your glorious future. Or the kind of happy future that you want. Nothing is going to stop you from it. Very, very important. So that's why I said you should work on yourself by working on your mind. Your mind is very, very powerful. I will give you a scenario. And I want you to populate it in the chat. How many of you here that maybe you've had this experience before? Okay? That you woke up and suddenly your mind went to a close friend that you have seen in a long time. And before the end of that day, what happened? Maybe you receive a call from that person. Maybe you receive a text message from that person. Maybe somebody spoke about that person. I want to know how many of you have experienced that before. Please populate in the chat. Now you just thought about a friend very long time. Let me know. How many of you have thought about that? How many of you have had that experience before? Please tell me. Populate in the chat. I'm waiting. If you have had that experience before, let me know. You just thought about someone that it's been a long time you saw the person. And suddenly you receive a call from the person. I'll be like, and I was just thinking about you. How many people have had that experience before? Let me know, please. God bless you. To let you know the power of the mind. That means if you continue to think about a future that you have, even when you don't have money, you can just be in a car and you hear conversation concerning that thing. And I'm going to share my own life experience on how changing my mind has been able to help me. So you do not need to start with money. When I started out my life, I don't have any money. As a matter of fact, I was an orphan. To let you know how serious the case was. No money. Nobody to help. In fact, my brothers, I don't have their contact again. A lot of them have traveled out. But I was using my mind to control things. My mind to control things. That's why you be careful. Someone said be careful of what you think about, or what you wish, or what you desire. Because it's going to fall on you. So, your current situation is not the fault of anybody. Change your mind. Forgive people. That's the first thing I'm going to tell you. Think about glorious future. And part of rearranging your mind is anything you want to achieve in life is not new. Nothing is new in life. You want to go into ministry? It's not new. People have been there before you. You want to be a musician? It's not new. You want to become a star? It's not new. Nothing is new. But should I tell you one secret? Never in history have we had it in this period that people can easily become very, very successful in our era than 100 years ago, than 200 years ago. Because why? Almost everything has been discovered. Many times you do not need to reinvent the wheels. So when I was in that town, Ijebu then, no money, no nothing. The only thing I was doing was to renew my mind. I started reading books on business. I read every book available from Brian Tracy. I read every book available from Les Brown. I read every book available from Miles Moreau. I read every book available from John Canfield. What happens? I was pressuring my mind. I was putting resources in my mind. Thinking like a CEO. And that was how I was programming my mind. Friends, before I finished my university days, I started my first business inside the school. Generating money, paying my school fees, helping others. It was from books I learned on how can you generate money when you don't have money. That's why I said a lot of things have been discovered that we don't know. Until we read, until we dig deep. So, if you are at the lowest level of your life currently, be happy because you have a glorious future. But you need to be informed. You need to inform your mind. So, the first thing I can recommend is go and start buying books and read. In any field that you want to grow. Any field. I mentioned again, any field. I was listening to Sam Adeyemi. He said before he started ministry, he doesn't want to run a kwekwe ministry. Do you know what I mean by kwekwe ministry? All those ministry of, you gather in 2 and 3. He said he read 500 books about ministry. My brother, how do you expect, my sister, how do you expect somebody like that to fail? It's not possible. So, me that have read 500 books, that means if one person in that book that I read has 20 years experience, that is 500 times 20 years experience each. That is what I have. Do you think I will now, do you think I will be able to run a ministry like somebody who has not even read anything, who doesn't know jack about ministry? So also in anything you want to do. In anything you want to do. So information is very, very powerful. Work on yourself. Spend time on yourself. I'm still going to mention 20 things you need to stop. I'm not saying you agree with those 20 things if you want to make progress, and I will share my experience with you. So, what am I trying to say in essence? I started the business while I was in school. I made so much money. After service, got to Lagos. The first job I got was in selling, sales, marketing, and I didn't know anything about marketing. When I got to the bank, I read 20 books on sales. Guess what? Guess what? By the third month in that bank, they have not even done my probation. I became the best marketer bank-wide. How did I do this thing? That means I started changing my life. I increased my income over 30 times. The first income I ever made in my life was 3,000 when I was working in primary school. But I increased that income over 30 times. Even by now, I've increased that my income over 100 times. Is somebody following me? I need comment in the comment section, please. Am I making any sense to you? Am I adding any value to you? Please, populate yes if I'm making sense to you. Unless you are not ready, that's why I said this thing is not a scheme. You can do it in 6 months. You can do it in 1 year. You can do it in 2 years. If you are in Nigeria today and you want to go into real estate and you have your company, do not admire people who are at the top. Just watch their story. Listen to their story. Friends, go to Ojuelegba. Go and buy books on real estate. Buy 10 to 15 books. Read it the first time. Read it the second time. Before you know it, there's a kind of energy that will be germinating inside of you. It will teach you how you can close sales. It will teach you how you can have your first property. It will teach you how you can get your company. It will teach you how you can get a mentor. Before you know it, if you practice this thing steady, before 5 years, you'll be shocked where you're going to get to. Because even if you have not practiced it, 5 years of your life has gone already. 5 years ago, what have you achieved? And if you don't do it, 5 years from now, it's going to come. So if you are 30 now, you'll be 35. Do you know while I was in the bank, I was reading a book by Brian Tracy, No Excuse. No Excuse. That book told me you must get to office before every staff. I was doing it too. That book told me that you must arrange your schedule for tomorrow a day before. I was doing it. That book told me go and get a mentor get a mentor who is a member of the board. I did it. And in 3 months, I became the best marketer bank-wide. People thought it was magic. That means your mind is powerful. You must be careful what you feed your mind. I'm still going to tell you some things you should not do if you want to make progress very fast. Do you know after, it was from that book I learned that if you are working in any organization, plan the day you are going to leave the organization. I read it in that book. And I planned my own. 6 months, I will start my own company. Friends, it was from that book I learned on how to start business. Then I started selling honey. It was from that book I learned how to do packaging. This world that we are living is older than us. People will struggle. Bible said, my people die for lack of knowledge. Not lack of prayer. People can pray. For lack of knowledge. More knowledge. Do you know when I started this company, I didn't have a dime. It was from that book I learned on how to operate business, selling my ideas to people. Let them buy into my idea and let them put their money down. And that's what I did. Found some people, just spoke to them, shared the idea with them. And they put their money down. We got the first keg of honey. I didn't have space of office to recruit people. I used this word of mouth to speak to people that I learned from that book, and they accepted. Do you know, in 2 months, I made my first 1 million naira after leaving the banking sector. This thing is achievable. Unless you are not ready. If you are here, if you are lazy at reading, you can't make it. When I mean reading, I'm not talking about schooling, no. You can go to school and not be educated. This is educating your mind intentionally in areas that you feel that you should manifest. If I'm called to a ministry today, apart from I'm have the anointing, I won't read less than 500 books about ministry before I start. I will not. Because there are things I should learn. I should never make mistake. I'm telling you the fact. If today God has said I should be talking about relationship, I will list out 20 relationship ministers. Watch all available video I can watch under them before I even open a platform. So that I'll be speaking from different experiences. Don't forget, while I was in school, I started a business without money from reading books. After school, I started my first business without money. I even went further to start the second business, recruiting staffs, which I made millions of naira. Bought my first car, my second car, a Lexus Jeep. Bought properly in what's this popular place? This Dangote refinery. I didn't learn this thing from school. It's just by working on my mind, by knowing that I'm responsible for my life, without blaming anybody. If you don't change your mind, you won't change your life. Your mind is so powerful that the moment you begin to think of what you want, your mind will be looking for solution everywhere. You might just be inside the car and see a sticker. Call this number if you want to travel out. Maybe you've been thinking about you want to travel out. You'll be shocked. When I started my second business that made me millions, the solution I was producing, I know that I need to produce this solution, but I don't know the constituent of that solution. But it was in my mind. How did I get the solution? How did I get contact? I was in a different place entirely. In fact, I went to, with my friend to the police station. And it was during their conversation, they mentioned a solution. And I said, I want to know more about this. Who can give me the solution? And through that, I was able to make that contact. And it was a contact that was providing that solution for me that I was selling. It was because it was in my mind, though. So if it's not in your mind, it cannot be in your hand. If it doesn't cross your mind, it cannot be there for you. So if all you are thinking, we're not moving forward, my brother, you can't go forward. If all you are thinking that this one offend me, I will not talk to him, you can't go forward, though. As a matter of fact, I've given everybody, fixed deposit forgiveness because I want to move forward. I'm still speaking on point number 1. Work on yourself. Spend time on yourself. We are in the age of social media. I tell people, if you don't have any business making money on social media or making impact on social media, you don't have to be on social media. The owner of social media on Facebook, how many of his posts have you seen? But people can be there wasting time. But if you are using to make money, maybe you started a skit, go ahead. Anything you can do, you want to use to make money, go ahead with it. But anything apart from that is a complete distraction. So that's the first thing I've been able to talk about. Work on yourself. Work on yourself. Tell yourself, work on yourself. Sit down. An average people in the world, they read only one book or no book at all in a year. And that's why they are poor. But if you read one book a month, 12 books a year, in any field that you have chosen, in 5 years in your country, you'll be part of the first 5 people in that field. Should I even ask you, why should you even invest into yourself? Let me give a simple analogy, and I want responses in the chat. If I say, there's a business that is good, people are making good money, it is legit, how many of you is going to invest in that business? I know people will say, I'll do my research. Yes. Even after you have done your research and you discover that this thing is legit and is producing a lot of money, would you invest into it? Please populate in the chat. Populate in the chat. Would you invest into it? Let me know. If you eventually discover this business is profitable, legit, would you invest into it? I'm expecting your chat, please. All right. Thank you very much. And if at the end of the day, I now say, be careful of this business, oh. This business is not good, oh. People are losing their money, oh. Would you still invest into the business? Let me know. Now the business has become bad. I said, don't invest. Would you still invest into the business? Definitely no. What am I trying to say in essence? I'm not talking about the physical business. Our life is the business. If you think your life is worth investing into, bro, you will spend time reading books to change your mind. Because the more you know, the more you realize you don't know. This world is older than you. It's older than me. There's a lot of things that we cannot spend our life to, to find out ourselves. We should rather follow people who have found out things and follow their footsteps. Okay? Now, I'll give you another example of what I was able to do, which is recently, and I would mention 20 things you should avoid if you want to make progress. 20 things you should avoid. I came into the United Kingdom in 2022. I left my business in Nigeria, opportunity to travel. I travel. I want you to listen to me with rapt attention. Please. I want you to listen to me with rapt attention. So when I came to the United Kingdom, all I needed to do was to survive. What was the first thing I needed to do? People were saying it's care job, care job, care job. Well, I took it up. But with a vision that, okay, I needed survival first in this country. After a while, I begin to ask questions. What else can I do? Some people we are working together in the care job. I need to tell you this so you understand that what I'm saying is not the motivational speaking, it's what I do and I'm still doing. I'm not motivating anybody. I'm telling you practical step. But time will not permit us to talk much. I'm going to close by 9. But time will not permit me to talk much. But little I've said, I pray the Lord will open your mind. So people will work together. I say, how long have you been in this job? He said 15 years. I said, Jesus Christ. In this care job, I just added 15 years to my age. I said, hey, God forbid bad thing. I asked another person again. How long have you been in this job? That one said 12 years. I just added 12 years to my age. I said, it's not possible. I now begin to talk. I felt uneasy in my mind. I began to talk. What else can I do? What else? What else? What else? What? I began to ask questions. And people told me, come into tech. Come into tech. Come into IT. Come into IT. And this is me. I was never an IT person in Nigeria. Okay? I was never an IT person in Nigeria. Hey. And I began to ask, what will I do? How can I get into IT? How can I get into IT? I'm still talking, don't forget, I'm still talking about working on yourself. Then I met a guy. He said he's going to train me. Collected 700 pounds from my hand. In 6 days, he said I'll become a business analyst. I said, I paid the money. After the 6 days, the guy did one wuru training. I said, but I'm not feeling like a BA. I met another person again. So that one said, I'm going to train you. That one collected 400 pounds from my hand again. That one did not even teach me anything. Then I sat down, started talking to people. I started getting materials from people. Brethren, working on myself. Days I don't go to my care work. I spend 7 hours reading. Friends, 7 hours reading. Sometimes I can be on YouTube watching video on business analysis. I'm telling you how I changed my life. When I started, the first thing I experienced? It was as if it wasn't going to become a reality. The more I watch those videos, the more I get confused. At a point, I started watching, I began to discover that I could only understand 50% of what they are saying. I did not stop. So in life, don't stop. I continued. Do you know it took me 5 months before I got my first job as a business analyst in an IT company? This is a guy who doesn't know anything about IT. But like I said, your future is in your hand. It depends on how badly that you want it. Anything is possible for you. So So I switched from a care work. I'm paraphrasing everything for you. I attended so many interviews. Unfortunately, we are sorry. Unfortunately, until one day I was in the church and I started thinking that, God, how can I break into this job? How can I break into IT? In that light, in my mind in the church, I went to the toilet. Do you know it's in that toilet I met somebody that trained me on how to answer interview questions? I was in the toilet and that guy saw me and said, bro, I love the way you dance in church. Now, what am I trying to say is that look at the way the mind works, because it has crossed my mind, it has been in my mind, and my mind began to look for places for solution for me. And the guy said, okay, what do you do? I said, I work in care. The guy said, why not cross into IT? I said, yeah. I said, excuse me, sir, I'm coming. He said, yes, cross into IT, because why? IT has been in my mind and I've been preparing for it. That's why you need to use your mind wisely. Please, if I'm making any sense to you, please comment yes on the chat. Comment yes on the chat. Please comment yes, please. If I'm making any sense to you, comment yes. Comment yes, please. I'm waiting. Who is going first? If I'm making sense to you, please comment any yes on the chat. Comment yes. I have a lot to discuss. I'm still talking on just one subtopic, which is work on yourself. I've not spoken about be courageous. I've not spoken about sense of urgency. I've not spoken about single-mindedness. I've not even spoken about the 20 things you should start doing by now. Okay? And you know, that was how I met this guy. And this guy prepped me. And that was the thing I needed on how to answer interview questions. So in life, you need a mentor. In life, you need a mentor. If you want to go far, I swear to Almighty God. If you want to go far. Do you know after this guy prepped me, I got my first job. Even when they told me that we offer you the job, I said, are you sure? I asked them, are you sure? Because I've received over 400 and something, unfortunately. Unfortunately, we are sorry, unfortunately. And I got my first job. I cried. When they paid me the money, complete work from home, unlike the care job that we go 7 in the morning and we wash people, elderly people. Friends, it's not easy sometimes abroad. I will wash elderly people. Things I can't even do for my parents. Whoa. All my legs will be vibrating like. But now I got a job that requires me to work from home, doing a soft job in IT, and I'm improving daily. What am I trying to say in essence? If it was not in my mind, it will never become a reality. That's why today, forgive anyone who has offended you, who have done evil to you. Let them go. Don't put them in your mind. And decide that you want to change your life by storing new information to your mind. Guys, I work fully in IT. I mentor people in IT. You know what I now did? I now sat down. I now calculated how long it took me to get my first job. From the first day I said, let me come into IT as a novice. Do you know it was just 5 months? I started the training in September, October, and I got my first job in March the following year. So we have September, then October, November, December, January, February. In the 6th month, I got my first job. Guess what? All my friends I told that we should cross into IT that time, they say they don't know how to go about it, and they didn't make any attempt. They are still working that care job today with complaining, with the way UK is, with peanut money, £10 an hour. Peanut money. What am I trying to say in essence? Was it that God favored me more than them? No. Sometimes our choice and the way we wrestle with our mind. So I'm telling you, I came in here with no experience again. This is the 3rd or 4th time I'm restarting again. That's why I said, wherever you are, it doesn't matter. You can restart your life. Until you are ready to pay the price. And to achieve anything is simple. Number 1, first step, decide on what you want to achieve. Number 2, list out the price and the cost of what you want to achieve. And number 3, decide to achieve it. Just 3 steps to success. Decide on what you want to do. Don't deceive yourself. Because either you do it or not, a year from now is going to pass. 2 years from now is going to pass. Guess what? I'm preparing my life for the next 5 years. There's a lot to tell you guys. When I was in service here in 2013, I wrote down 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago. You know why? So that when distraction of life comes in form of opportunity, when I look at it, I look at my vision, I cancel it out. I wrote it down, I'm going to visit 200 countries. I've started the journey right now. When I was in the Gbenga, I don't have money. So to write down vision, to get books to read, you don't need all the money in this world. First of all, once you can get your mind right, you are just waiting for opportunity. Waiting for opportunity. Because the opportunity is going to come, whether you like it or not. But if your mind is not prepared, you will never access that opportunity. And God will still be God in your life. Even in your state of abject poverty. In your state of God will still be God. You can change your life anytime. Now, I came into the IT world. In just space of December and June, I've written 4 international certifications. I wrote one in December, wrote another one in April, wrote another one in May, wrote another one in June. 4 certifications. Next month, I'm going for my international diploma. You know why? Once I'm done with them, with sponsorship, do you know how much I'm going to be making a day? If I get 2 contract jobs, I'll be making £1,000 a day. Friends who are in Nigeria, even in the US, calculate £1,000 a day as payment for me. And tell me the figure, populate in the charts. If I'm in Nigeria, by what? Improving myself. By changing my mindset. So, do not lament about the last 5 years, last 10 years. Because another opportunity of the next 5 years is in your front. Is in your front. So, I've only touched on one subtopic. And I don't know if I'm making sense to you. And that's why I say anything I'm saying, if it makes sense to you, if you resonate, we use it. I can come through the spiritual aspect if you want me to talk. But that's not the essence for today, because we have so many unbelievers who are so wealthy, who are so successful. Despite them not knowing God. Some are even Buddhists. They don't know God. But there's something God has given to everybody, universal. It's the power of your mind and your choice. If you don't use it, God cannot help you, unfortunately. That's why I say my people die for lack of knowledge. My people die for lack of knowledge. Tell yourself, I will not die because I'm going to seek for knowledge. I will not perish because I'm going to seek for knowledge. I will not perish because I will seek for knowledge. I changed my life. As I'm speaking with you, I sat down again. I look at the next 5 years of my life. I've done a gap analysis. What do I need to do again? Listed out certification I'm going to do. I have planned out in the next 1-2 years, I'm going to spend £6,000 on certification. Because in the next 7 years, I want to be first 3 in the world in my field in IT. When you're mentioning first 3, I want to be there. It's a journey. That's why I say you can achieve it in 6 months. You can achieve it in 5 years. You can achieve it in 3 years, depending on how badly that you want it. Don't forget, this world is older than you. You cannot spend your life trying to discover everything by your experience. You need to learn from people. You need to have a mentor. If I get to Nigeria, I can't lack job. If I want to work in the IT, I know exactly what I'm going to do because I've read in books. All I just need to do is just to do a kind of interview session, invite all the top CEOs or the IT heads for lunch and ask them, what are the ideal kind of candidates they would like to recruit into IT. I'll just take them for maybe 20 minutes. I won't ask them I want a job. I'm just telling you things I've read from books that I'm going to apply. And I will list out all the things they require for an ideal candidate. I will look at everything they've listed. I will check my life. Do I have it? The one I don't have, I will go for it. And after about 6 months, I will appear again and present myself to them. Who told you I'm not going to get the job? Nobody wants to hire a liability. Don't be a Christian that can only pray. No vision. Liability Christian. You know them now? Liability Christian. Friends, I hope I've not offended someone tonight. So I've just touched one subtopic out of the 4 things I want to talk about. So I have 20 things I'm going to list out that you should not do. But time will only permit me because I will close by 9 p.m. Time will only permit me to mention maybe 5. Number 1, if you want to improve yourself from now, the next 6 months, 1 year, please do not listen to any news, especially all these newspapers, television news at 10. Do not listen to them. You know why? The last 6 months you have been listening to them, has it changed your life? It has popped in fear into your heart. That this is what we soon handle. This is what we soon handle. This is what we soon handle. War here, war there, war here, war here. Naira is crashing. That is none of your business. And that's the first thing I did. Though. If you see me read newspaper, I'm watching cartoon. Reading cartoon there to make myself happy. Because if you're in Nigeria and you wake up and listen to news, so kidnap here, so kidnap here, 5,000 graduates without job, it has a way of affecting your mind. And it will make you not to be productive. Shut yourself from news. Say I hear. Populating in the chat. Say I hear. Shut yourself away from the news. Because you want to work on your mind. You want to work on yourself. Number 2. Should I tell you another thing that you might want to disagree with me? Number 2 thing you should run away from. Don't listen to any worldly or secular music. I'm not preaching to you. Because I'm talking about your mind. Do not listen to any secular or worldly music. It will damage your soul. Ha! Oh my God. It will damage your soul. Am I saying you should not go to party? No. I'm telling you practical things I've been able to do for myself. I'm telling you. Because the song has spirit, either you like it or not. Have you, see, I won't lie to you, there are so many worldly songs I know. I did not remember when I ever sat down to really listen to that gospel and worldly music. But whichever way I found out, I know it. Sometimes I'm bathing in the bedroom. There's a DJ in my head that is playing worldly song that must not come out of my mouth. I'm being sincere with you. In my head. Playing it for me. To let you know the kind of spirit all those songs has. And the impact over your mind and your soul. Hiya. Guys, am I making any sense to us? Am I making any sense? If I'm making sense, just say yes. Yes, 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 yes. Number 3. Run away from social media. Listen well. Unless your business is there, unless you are using it to make impact, like a ministry. Apart from that, shut down your social media for the next 6 months. Because the next 6 months, your life needs attention. The next 6 months, your life needs attention. There's an emergency in your life to change your life. Social media will still be there. Social media should be a place where you can say, okay, I've done this, I've done this, I've done this. My name is Gbenga Adetola. If you go on LinkedIn, and if you go on Facebook, you will not see me. If you go on TikTok, you will not see me. If you go on Instagram, you will not see me. If you go on, what's it called? Twitter, you will not see me. Chain I try to call that will not see me. The only place you can find me is on LinkedIn. Not because I was not on social media before. I deleted them when I wanted to focus on my life into tech for 6 months. And since that time, it's going to 2 years that I've posted any picture on Facebook. I uprooted them. I'm not saying you should uproot it. You can hibernate them. Just go into hiding for a while to work on your life. It will help you. Go into hiding for a while. Are we together now? If you want to watch church program, yes, you can go on YouTube. I'm on YouTube to watch church program. Just go into hiding and, then I used to be very popular on TikTok. I uprooted everything that this is my life at stake. The aim is to rescue my life. Am I making any sense to you? Am I making sense to anybody? Yeah. If I'm making sense, type, you are making sense. The first one I'm going to talk about is read books in the area you want to become a champion. Read books in the area you want to be a champion. Before I started my business in Nigeria, I have Ghana must go of books of business. This is not business 101, oh, business 102. Oh. This is not business studio. I'm telling you of practical example of people who became very successful. I read Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I hate everything. Eat That Frog. I hate everything. No Excuse. I hate everything. 100 Unbreakable Law of Business. I hate everything. I started boiling. I turned a small business into multinational business. Only I will get half a liter. I sell it for 9,000 naira. Then, oh, my first 2 months, I made my first 1 million. I was crying. What am I trying to say in essence? You must read books. Very, very important. You must read books. And the last thing I'm going to say tonight is watch videos of successful people in your field. If you want to become a pastor today, there are some strong messages that have been preached 10 years ago, 5 years ago from different pastors that you are following. Watch it till the spirit enters you. Boom! If you want to succeed in business, same thing. How many videos of successful people have you watched? How many businessmen do you even know? Are we together? Very, very important. At this point, I am going to pause because it's 9 p.m. If time permits, we are going to continue. However, I want to say thank you again, Pastor Ebenezer and the wife and the team members. I hope I've been able to give you value for your time. I hope I've not been able to waste your time at all. Because you can change your life in 6 months. You can increase your income by 500%, 1,000% in 6 months. For some of you in Nigeria looking for a job, you don't even know what is in vogue. You don't know what's in vogue. All right? Some of you cannot do basic Excel. Something you sit down with YouTube and learn it. Some people in the US, it's only Excel that they used to make over $70,000 yearly. It is ordinary Excel. To let you know there's a lot to learn. There's a lot you can do. Friends, let me pause here tonight. I want to say thank you so much for the opportunity. I appreciate everybody. Thank you so much. So any question, populate in the chats. Or if you had anything to add, please populate in the chats. Because I'm rounding up now. Thank you very much. Questions, please. Questions, please. Any comments? Comments? As we round up? All right. In the absence of any questions, I think it is safe to say we can call it a day. Any questions? All right. Thank you very much, friends. So I think we are going to call it a day today. I do appreciate everyone. Thank you so much.